bubbles in the background, so it's all good to go.
Hey, we're live. Everybody hear Susanna talk about her bubbles. Who's here?
Hey,
Somebody
that's
here.
Bubbles.
Oh, April Wyatt. Woohoo, April Wyatt. Let's love on April Wyatt for a minute. What an amazing lady. No, she is. Like, you know how you ever miss somebody, you're like, oh, that's too good to be true. It's April Wyatt. I've been trying to find the gotchas for a while. And I'm joking, but seriously, watching her just do her, it's been great, man. There's lots of great people with great integrity that just, do their best. We're not perfect, but that's why she has been and probably is the only right now, the hallmark of the Hounds ambassadors. So thank you so much
Well,
for who you are, what you do.
I adore her anyway and she's one of the 4 of authors that we've published on these anthologies.
Yeah.
CJ and I had to go through that this morning. It's like 4 score. Score is 20. So,
well, by the way, if folks don't know, because not everybody comments in here, this is Susanna Dawn. All right, this is the lady that, and her and CJ, right, Dr. CJ, but Batman and Robin style over here, or Batman and Batman.
No, try Wonder Woman. She's Wonder Woman, and I'm Captain Marvel.
Oh, is that it? That's actually a good. Yeah. Hey, there you go. So they got me the anthology today, folks. Just before we get going into all this, I'm excited. Right, we're going to have discussion points on anthologies. Right, Anthology Authority, fast track your credibility through co-authorship. So many advantages and things out there. You're going to hear from people. Dr. Mary's in the background, and she don't need a last name. She's like Prince. It's just Dr. Mary. Right, everybody knows her. Everybody loves her to death, especially on LinkedIn. She's just a big old celeb just because she's awesome.
Yep.
So she's on. We're going to pull her up here soon, and just have a really good discussion because the point of this is to make sure that folks know what's available to them. They assume that authorship, publication, I'm in academia, I'm in bookstore with other people. It's insane. Like this here, yeah. So we're going to rip this off, folks. Take notes, get a pen and paper, comment, have fun, network, and make the most of this. And thank you for being here. And speaking of good people, other than April, we got Royce Blake, Mr. Radio Voice. The only sad thing about Royce is that when he was born, his career choice was already done. Right? Like, what are you going to do? I don't know. Like radio, right? Like he was born for it. But he's much more than that. Dude knows marketing and everything. Royce, love having you in the pack. There's April again. Oh, she's so happy. Hey, I don't say things I don't mean. People know that. But when I got something good to say that's truthful, I can't stop. Like, it's just like, wow. So, and then there's Janice Debo. If you missed us on the radio, on Mike King Biz Radio, ESPN RVA, go back on Hounds of Business on YouTube. You can see it on my LinkedIn channel, folks. Wow, that was a fun show.
I love having another Oregonian in the Hounds.
Yeah, well, she's been doing. She was a master connector before, like anybody even knew what that was. Like, and it's way before I was doing it. So it was like when you meet a professional ping pong champion. You don't have to tell them. You just play ping pong. That's how I felt with Janice. So Janice, love having you in the pack. Can't wait to get on her show. It's coming in May. So appreciate you. Oh, look, there's April again. Look. Look. And then there's Homer. That's the guy that keeps me together. Appreciate you, Homer. Folks in the Hounds on our platform, reach out to Homer if you have trouble or need something. All right. So before we get going, because I want to make sure that we get all the time we can with Dr. Mary back there. She's so happy. All right. Hey, don't forget your little, what we talked about, the circle thing, Mary. Go get it. All right. See, she did. All right. Oh, what happened to my stuff? What happened to here? Let's run the intro and then I'll find my stuff. How's that?
There you go.
Let's do that. Poor Susanna. Taking one for the team. Co-hosting with the Hounds. There you go.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
There we go. All right. So I had to be silly at least once, once or twice, 600 times. So there's my youngest. All right. You see that missing teeth, apples and And Corn on the Cob is not her friend right now. So it's it's so cute. You know, she already got a cute smile, but then with the teeth gone, my goodness. But here's what I want to point out. When I say I wore my church outfit does anybody know what special day this is? April White. I think April would know. Y'all know what this is? This is Susanna's birthday, y'all. Come on. Maybe they didn't type it fast enough. So we're going to sing. I'm going to have them sing. I'm going to lip sync like Milli Vanilli. Yeah, happy birthday. So anyway, this is really my church clothes. All right. So I wore half of my ensemble just for Susanna's birthday. Do you feel special yet?
Oh yeah, it's been a day.
Oh, and this here. So I was really trying to wrap stuff up. She got off the bus, and the only way I could do it is to let her. Now that looks like a tattoo. Like you just got it on the street corner. She took an ink pen, one of them real fine ones, and started drawing on my arm, and it hurt. But I couldn't let her stop because I had to finish my task, right? Like I wanted to go out and play. So that's what that's about. So, I'm glad I'm working. I love my kids, but man, y'all wonder where my hairline went. The kids will age you, but there's nothing better than me. So, and then let's go to this. I want everybody to know this is a big deal. The Purpose Summit. All right. And I'm going to pull the link up for you guys. It's a real big honor, all right, to be participant and official partners with the Purpose Summit. This is their 6th year. All right, 2nd year in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, what's the point? Well, the point is real simple. People transforming how they lead, right? So it's a 3-day experience designed for leaders who want to make a lasting impact, right? Whether it's a business, nonprofit, or individuals. And they pulled all these folks and leaders, industry leaders together. All right. And they're all going to be there in May. So it's not too late. Go to the website. It's right there on the screen. Check this out. And also some of the folks here that it's really important. Let me show you. Because I looked at this and said, I know about half of these folks. So folks that are doing business sessions, they're going to have speakers. It's really going to be a great event, folks. So we want to get that last minute push. We want folks to be able to tap into it. Go to the website, thepurposesummit.com, and get all the information and go from there. All right. Just join, show up and join, and learn from some of the best, rub elbows, network. And they're going to have hands-on workshops, right? Actionable steps and strategies people can implement. Like I said, connections, lots of benefit, right? So go check out the website. Wanted to make sure that we put them out, and they're supposed to be on. Guess where, Susanna? Guess where they're supposed to be next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You're dragging them here.
Hey, I didn't have to do that. They just like, hey, can we show up? Like, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely, you can. So thank you, Bill Forrester with CEO Zones. Man, love working with that guy. The strategic alliance we have together. Folks, we're doing amazing things, and it's about to get even bigger. No better time to join the Hounds. Yep, shameless plug. Send me a message, carrier pigeon. Let's get going. And this is a brand new guy that y'all see me. He's not new. Folks, I don't know if you know this, but from what I teach for helping people on and off LinkedIn, master attracting, and from my financial background, I never thought the day would come where I'm working with somebody in digital currency and real estate. I like the guy. Here's why I like him. Dr. Jeffrey Berger, Abundance and Optimum Wellness. This guy has a great story. I encourage you all to check it out. But here's why I like him. Out of all the people in his space that we see daily, especially on LinkedIn and stuff, this guy sat down, made sense, was patient, and he educated me until I finally said, thank you, right? Thank you for doing that. So now I can make an informed decision. And that's what I like about people. So if anybody's sitting out there going, man, I hear words like fintech and, real tech and metaverse, all this stuff, go here. And so here's the QR code. You can go and see him at jeffreyeberger.biz. But I encourage everybody to go to one of his Zoom calls. Message me if you can't, if you don't know where the link is, you have trouble. But he's a stand-up guy. I really love working with this guy. And man, see what happens when you get an ecosystem. Susanna, I say it all the time. Where's the sales pitch? You don't need one when you got the right folks in the right ecosystem.
Nope.
You don't. There's no way this stuff would happen if we tried, right? We cultivate relationships, man. And then last but certainly not least, oh, wow. So I mean, people say, hey, who can help me get, clean up my brand and my messaging and, fix whatever is leaking. And I just show them my old brand from 3 years ago. They're like, okay, all right, like a magician, right? But anyway, seriously, they are doing something special, right? We have inflation, we have fear everywhere. People are getting more, where do I put it? We understand that what's going on in the world. It's getting harder. So you're probably watching other coaches, right, cash in and seemingly like they're not trying as hard while you're busting your tail to barely get noticed. And go to the information session, learn more. All right. 8-week program that they have to fix that problem fast. All right. So that's it. They're not messing around. There's an information session. Here's the link, folks. Do I got a QR code? Hey, let me fix that. There, that's what we're talking about. There's the QR code. All right. So let me take you. Go scan the QR code. Go show up to one of their remaining informational sessions. Get to know these people. These are good people. They got other offerings. They got a highly ranked podcast. They have a group call. You got to know people like this. All right. High level, high value, and huge heart as they come. So do I sound biased? Absolutely, I'm biased. These people, they make a huge impact in my life and others, and I want to share them. All right. Because it's confusing. Sometimes it's hard. Like who do I turn to? Who's going to do me right? Who's going to fill the need that I need, right? People have $5,000. And then what if they waste it? Or they put it in the wrong place? And entrepreneurship and business building is hard. We don't even know what question. Somebody said, build a website, so I built one. That was the last thing I should have done 2 years ago, right? So go get guidance, folks. Go get the information on anything before you say yes and no. And here at the Hounds, what do? Make sure that you got people that will treat you right that you can go to. That's our main mission. Not that they're the only ones, but they're the only ones I'm throwing up here for now anyway. All right. So how about we bring up Dr. Mary? She said back. I think she fell asleep. Wake up. Wake up. You wake? Where's she at?
Awake. Hi. Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, my goodness. I am so happy to have you here. How are you today?
Good. Happy birthday, Susanna.
Oh, thank you.
I know it.
Yay.
Susanna.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you and Susanna.
She's proud of her. Are you going to tell us? Because I know I've heard you say it. All right. Did you put it on a post? Do you want to tell everybody what? Are you going to tell us how old you turn, or is that just in? I can't remember if you put that publicly or not.
Me?
Yeah.
He's talking to you.
Yeah, you're the only.
He starts talking. It's like, wonder which way he's going.
You're the only birthday girl here. Are you going to tell us? Because I know you're proud of it.
It's on the post. 60.
Okay.
3 score. I'm exactly 3 score today.
You do not look 60
Good
at all.
for you.
You do not look 60.
Well, and over the last few years, it's actually gone backwards. So it's been fun. CJ, like I thought she almost crashed like Windows 95 because what was it today on the show, on the Level Up Academy show? She said, what was it, 20? She couldn't tell if it was 20 or 24 years of a score. And then like she drug Abraham Lincoln in. It was awesome. I loved it. Abraham Lincoln into it.
Oh, you drug Abraham. Yeah, you leave
I'm
Abe
a
out of it.
major. So, I mean, the first thing I'm thinking is 4 score and 7 years ago. Gettysburg Address.
Right. Because, U.S. Cavalry, right, it makes sense. So, happy birthday. I'm glad you got to celebrate it twice, right? Once with CJ and then on this show. So let's get into it because the authority transformation, right? I'm going to talk about that. I want to talk about your personal journeys, right? So Dr. Mary it was the first time, because you've been wanting to do for a while, right? You're like, maybe I'll write. Ooh, and then you wouldn't. And then finally.
Maybe.
Then we just had to go Sadie Hawkins and just grab you and just drag you out there anyway. And then you did it. So we're going to talk about that and, other folks who are kind of on the fence too, right? You can relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about beyond the box, right? Connecting Susanna, her core message of moving beyond boxes and limitations. Because really, that's usually the issue. It's not because the way you ladies design this, you and CJ, it is affordable and accessible and it's transparent, right? So we're going to talk about some of that and also some of the gotchas that are prevalent in the industry. And we want folks to know, whether it's, I'm not saying it's all ill intention, but there are some things that you just wouldn't think about that you might, go, oh, I wish I'd known that. And that's one of the things, that's why you guys are my go-to, because you're completely transparent and it's in my best interest. So we're going to demystify. Folks in the audience, hounds, friends of the hounds, have fun with us, right? Share, talk to people, network, don't pitch slap with a P. But hey, be a part of the discussion if you like, right? Talk, ask questions. We'll do our best to get to it and connect with each other. Really glad you're here. I know it's spring break. Everybody's got the fever. Everybody's playing. So it means a lot that you're here with us. And this is your show, folks. Appreciate you. All right. Look, we got so many comments. I don't even know where we stopped. Okay. So let's get going. Susanna, we're going to start with you because I don't want Mary to leave already. So you talk. We got to ease her into the pool. You just cannonball, right? So you talk about no longer fitting in the proverbial box, right? How has it publishing anthologies for folks? Right? How does that help you break free partially from those limitations? And how have you seen that do that for others?
What I love about the anthologies and working with CJ on these is we're able to do it differently. We were in a number of anthologies together in 2023. We kind of got frustrated because, yes, you pay to get into these anthologies. They're not free. But what we got back from it, the service during the anthology, it wasn't working for either of us. We didn't feel like people just took whatever we wrote and called it good, said they edited it, but didn't really make any comments, didn't make any changes, didn't do anything. And so when we started last year, we did the first one. And we're always testing. This is what I love about CJ. This is what I've learned from CJ. You test, you break it, and you make it better. And that's what we did. We had our own system of how we were going to do this, how we were going to work with the authors, how we're going to basically level them up, how we go through the editing process. And each of us is different in how we do it. But the bottom result is we are working with each of the authors, and they're only dealing with us. There's nobody else involved in it. So everything is working with us, and we take the authors through that process from the first time we meet through the time that the final version of their chapter is done. And that's all done within a month, unless you're the type that just can't wait to write and you get it done before anything starts. But that's working with everybody, walking through the process, and being able to guide each author, because some of them, they really pour everything out in that first draft.
Right.
And when you get that and you see how much information they've put in, we have to be thinking about what's publishable, what our brand is for this, because we take turns. CJ published the first book, I published the second. She did the third, I did the fourth. She did the last one. I'm the lead on this, the one that we're doing right now. But it's still both of us doing everything. And so
right.
we're doing everything we can to basically walk back some of the stuff that maybe can't be written. And quite frankly, when we do that with the authors and they take those changes, and we don't force them to change anything. We don't want to change the voice. We don't want to say, here's your chapter.
Right.
We're not ghostwriters. You still have to write your chapter. We provide guidance. You accept it, you deny it. It's your choice. But we do have a certain limit that we can't cross.
Right. No, and see, that was the thing. Like I remember when you all asked me, they're like, hey, you want to write in our book? And I'm like, maybe I should read one first, right? Like, and I wasn't joking. Like, I listen to audiobooks or get somebody to give me the bullet points. So I felt very underqualified, very intimidated. And I thought, oh my goodness, like, no, like, but I wanted to, but I didn't want to I was too scared, to be honest with you. Like, I just like, man, it seems like it's gonna be a lot of work and blah blah blah. Mary, was that just me, or did you feel that too when you're like, oh, I want to, but like, so you know how sometimes you regret what be careful what you wish for. Is that how you felt, or was it different for you?
No, I mean, I knew I wanted to write something at some point, but it just always seems so overwhelming. I mean, you read about like these authors that send their versions to like 500 different publishers, and they get rejection after rejection. I have enough rejection in my life. I don't need to invite extra rejection. I wanted to write something, and I wanted it to go through people that I trusted. And I trusted Susanna and CJ, and I knew that they were good people. I just could kind of 2 seconds of like interacting with them. You can kind of tell who's good and who isn't, who has good intentions, who doesn't. You can kind of suss out how people really are deep down. And so I knew they were publishing things, and I knew they knew that literary world. And so I decided very early on that if I decided to write something, I'm not going to go my own route. I'm going to go through people that I trust to kind of protect me from all of the stuff out there, because I think there's a lot of toxic things out there that can touch you if you just do this on your own. And for me, I just didn't want to deal with it. I literally just wanted to write and be involved in the process. And I knew that they would kind of take care of me and hold my hand through it. And that's really what I wanted. They took care of me the whole time. I never felt like intimidated or overwhelmed. And honestly, I didn't want to feel that way anyways. I wasn't trying to invite extra stress into my life. I was trying to kind of do something that I knew would be fun and something that I'd always wanted to do, and just kind of cross that off my bucket list of like, okay, I want to experience this. And it was just such a great experience. I'm going to do it again.
No, thank you for sharing that, because I mean, the mantra of the world that I see day in, day out, people, and they confide in me, and it's an honor. But the way I condense it is this: everybody's been screwed by someone, so no one trusts anyone. And so it really is, who do you know? Like, who do you know? How well do you know? So it comes down to trust. It really does.
Right.
Like, every high level meeting I'm in, I think about this. The bottom line, whether they admit it or not, comes down to this, folks. And tell me if you disagree in the comments. It's okay. But I've noticed this, that if I send someone to someone else, will they like me better or worse for doing it? Like, is it going to make me look bad or good for doing that? And that's it. Like, I know if I send somebody to Mary or, April, or pretty much anybody in the chat, it's going to make me look better, right? Because they're going to treat them right. It's going to, and they respect and they appreciate the fact that I did it, because I put my reputations at some point on the line here, right? So I think why this works is when it's authentic. It's different than kind of bro marketing and stuff. It's real. Like, hey, I really care about you, because I'll know if I send you to them, they're going to take care of you. And that's the entry level right there. That's how business is done, folks, at the highest levels. I mean, I'm not in the places I am now because I did traditional marketing methods. Listen, I got pepper sprayed over Zoom if I'd done that. I've done it before. I did it because I brought value, and someone went, who can help us? And the redneck. Yeah, that's it. That's it, right? So based on that, Mary, we're going to pull you back up here. All right. So you're a clinical, how you say it, preceptor?
Preceptor.
Okay, and optometrist.
Yes.
So, and it's a very scientific field, right? So what motivated you to step into the world of anthology publishing?
Well, I think that we all have different like facets to us, and within ourselves, we all have different chapters of ourselves. And so you can have one occupation or have something be like your purpose in life, but you can also have other purposes in your life and different interests besides just, what you do for most of your time. And so I have those roles. Yes, it's very scientific, but I'd also really been good at writing. I've also loved to read. Like, books were my favorite, like my best friends when I was little. I was kind of into just kind of introverted, but I always had the Sweet Valley High books and the Babysitter's Club books. So books for me very early on were like some of my best friends. So I always loved reading and I loved writing, despite what I chose to do as my profession. That was just a part of me, and it was always stayed a part of me, even as I kind of did everything through my career. And so for me, they're kind of unrelated completely. They just kind of happen to be different parts of me that I both enjoy and that I both love doing and love being a part of both worlds, but you don't have to be one or the other in life. You can be many different things. You don't have to put yourself into one. Well, actually, this is kind of Susanna's like area. You don't have to be boxed into one thing. You can have multiple different parts of yourself and be a part of all of them. And you like, I always like say like optometry and teaching, that's like my main thing, but I have a couple different side things too. I love to read, I love to write, I love to bake, I love to cook, I love to clean. I'm a total neat freak, and it's like fun for me, so you can have different things that you enjoy doing and still give 100% to every single part of yourself.
Well said. So let me ask you this. So you just did it because you wanted to. It wasn't like, well,
I just wanted to. I just wanted to do something fun.
Yeah, because I'm going to brag on you a little bit. You're very well known and respected in your field. So it's not like I need to do something. But as we were just having to talk, I was kind of blown away by it. So because you did it, just because you wanted to do it, right? Because the book that we wrote in the same one, I'm going to send this to Susanna in a minute. But then we found out that it's an academia, right? It's an academic publishing. Like this here is in a book with other winners that is in a bookstore at a college campus. That's wild to me. So since you became a published author, right, international bestseller in this, has it changed how patients and colleagues perceive you in authority? Has it benefited you by just saying, oh, I didn't expect that, but that's nice?
Well, I didn't do it for anything professional at all. Like I literally did it as a side fun thing. So I didn't think that it would affect anything. And in some ways it hasn't affected my like my normal day-to-day, but I did have a patient who stopped in and they requested me. So now, my staff tells me that. And so like someone requests me, like, I want to know about it, and so they did request me, and then I met with them, and, they did have an exam and I did evaluate them and everything. But then, I'm like, what brought you in? And this patient, she said, well, actually I read your chapter in your book, and I'm kind of, if you read that chapter, it's just because it talks about some difficult things that I've gone through. And so like one thing in particular, and I guess she was also kind of going through something very similar, but felt really isolated. And so she happened to read my chapter. She actually saw it, not even through LinkedIn. She saw it like through someone else, not through me. And she just read my chapter and she wanted to meet me. She literally drove to meet me from another state. Like she made an exam to meet me at another state. You shouldn't have to do that. If she would have just messaged me, I would have met with her outside at work. But you know what I mean? But it just happened like, okay, well, she trusted me because of what I went through to take care of her eyes, really. And I'm really cautious with things like that because I don't like surprises. So I want to know if someone wants to meet me for a certain reason. But this was just this just happened to work out really nicely, and we're still in touch. So I'm just really glad that it made her feel not so alone, because I feel like in this world, we all feel so alone. We're all going through so many difficult things, and it just made her feel not so alone. And then meeting me made her feel extra not so alone. So in that way, it kind of affected things, but it's not like what I set out to do. I didn't even think the worlds would collide in any way, nor was that my intention. I just did it because I wanted something fun.
That's remarkable. We're going to go right to Susanna on that one, because I just found that out, folks. I didn't even know about that, because I was like, and she's like, oh, matter of fact, it did. So again, you never know. That's what I mean. Know how many missed opportunities do we have in life because we did something, even a month or a year ago. And it pays dividends. That's why I talk about farming. That's why I teach this, right? Farming versus hunting. Just go shoot your food, shoot sales, have 40 coffee chats. No, you could just write in a book and people will surprise you. Like, oh, hey, I connected with you. Because there's lots of places, especially going, to different states. That's a big impact. Somebody felt connected. Somebody felt appreciated, right? Like, hey, and that's wild. And so, folks, you never know, man. Like, so on that note, Susanna, 9-time, did I get that right? 9-time international best-selling author, right? Very extraordinary, all right, in publishing. So what was the biggest moment, piggybacking off that amazing news? Did you realize that the anthology projects were creating something much bigger than just books?
We went into it with that kind of being the goal, because what Mary's saying right now is exactly what we are hoping for. When we have people come in, we talk the business side of it. But we're also upfront. It's like somebody out there needs to read your story. You just don't know who it is. And sometimes you need to write your story because it gets something out of you that you've been holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
So as we do this, these are two of the things that we keep in mind. We put together a contract, an agreement for all these chapters because we have the first publishing right, but the copyright stays with the author. We went into this focused on these stories belong to the authors, and many of them, for what they write, it is very business focused. It's very focused on what they're doing. Even if it's a personal story, there's something about it that fits their business that they can then have this to be able to use it for other things. You can't just take it and stick it in another anthology.
Right.
But you can publish it yourself. You can have it part of your marketing plan. And you've got this story that people are going to connect with. When they connect with a story, just like Mary's saying, they connect with the story, they connect with you. And if they connect with you, they're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to meet. And you don't know what's going to happen because we talk collaboration over competition all the time. You never know where that collaboration is going to come from. And that could be part of it.
Oh, I love it. And on that note, I mean, what we're talking about is transformation through storytelling, because what I was kind of naive. I didn't realize, like, hey, there's going to be a lot of benefit, right? So if you all, we're going to pick on Mary, I guess. Well, let's pick on Mary. She's so good.
I love it. It's fine.
She's a pro at this, man. So, all right.
Everyone picks on me. It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm just kidding.
So, how did, assuming it did, right, sharing your story in a published, in a publication, in a book, how did that change how others, not just how others saw you, but how you saw yourself?
Well, it made me realize that, if maybe things don't work out the way that everyone says they should work out. Like, when you're thinking about publishing something, people think you're going to do like what the Twilight, they did in Twilight, where she sends it to 5,000 different people, it gets a million rejections, or J.K. Rowling sends it to like 100 people, it gets a million rejections. I don't know which one of those is accurate, but one of those sent it to like a bunch of people, got a bunch of rejections. You think that's how you're supposed to do it, but there's a lot of different ways to make your dreams come true. And I think the big part of it is doing what is comfortable for you. For me, what was really important was doing something where I felt safe and secure, and I felt like I really trusted the people that I was working with. I don't know who a lot of publishers are. I don't know who a lot of agents are, but I know Susanna, and I know CJ, and I know you, and I know you've worked with them before. So for me, the main thing was I had a goal. I someday wanted to publish something. I wanted to be in a book. I wanted a book to be published with me in it. And this kind of came around at the right time. Everything kind of aligned. And I think for me, that's what really taught me that, what it really taught me was that, like, you can make your dreams come true. It just might not come true the way that you think they will, but if you really want it, it'll come true if you keep pursuing it, or keep your mind open to it, and keep your mind open to different paths. You don't have to always follow a specific path that other people follow or that other people say is the path that it should be. Just do what you think is right in your heart, and you can make your dreams happen.
Very well said. Wow. I don't even want to follow that. It's so good. All right, because it's heartfelt. No. And speaking of, April put this comment earlier, but she said, I had the pleasure of writing with Susanna and CJ, and I didn't expect the experience to be a healing experience for myself and my husband. Wow, I didn't even know that. I love the openness here, folks. It is safe space. It really is. Because what you just said there, all the stuff that we struggle with internally and try to hide and think we're the only weirdos out there struggling through it. And then we realize, man, other people are just better hiding it than we are. And we all struggle. There's people who take action and charge through it. And there's other people who bury it. And I was a barrier. I buried my head in the sand 40 years. Not knocking. I'm just encouraging you. Don't do it. Right? Face it. And this can be very therapeutic, but it can also be very beneficial to your career path. So real quick, I'm going to answer that myself. I noticed when I wrote this down, and the second anthology was the big one for me. Yeah, the first one was awesome, but the second one, it's when I realized that all the things that I did on accident, and like I didn't plan on starting the Hounds, right? I just wanted friends. I mean, let's be real. 3 years ago, I had no idea. And Mary was probably one of the very first people I met when I got on LinkedIn, right? Bucket hat, that, all that. So to me, I wrote this out and I went, holy cow. I made a lockdown like case study. Like I realized after reading what I wrote that this is not a theory. This has been proven. This is an alternative to the hunting mentality, the traditional sales, hardcore stuff. Like we had built this whole thing. It's not even just relationship marketing. It takes that to the exponential level. Because so it just dawned on me, putting this in writing and reading it went, wow, dude, you got something special. Like this, and now you can say you don't like what we do, but you can't say it don't work, right? So there was a lot there for me that went, wow, internally, externally, really clicked. And guys, it helped me dial in my message better. Like once I put that on paper and it went out and it was published, I went, that's it. That's the message. Like it was so eye-opening. Susanna, you hear that a lot. I mean, like, elaborate on that for me.
Well, we do get that because one of the things that you're getting, and I know that with your last chapter, on the one hand, you're writing all this stuff down because it's almost like a business plan in many ways, but you're not doing it alone either because you've got both of us involved and making sure that what you are writing is coming across, that it's understood, because you want to be able to use it in other things. And this is one of the things that we kind of complain about with some of the other anthologies that we had written in before all of this, because we weren't getting any feedback.
Right.
We in one anthology, the person was giving people the first sentence for their book after you get to meet everybody and they're giving them the first sentence, and for CJ and I it's like, where's our first sentence? And when we look at the edits, it's like, where's you're telling me that I'm perfect on this? And this is why I love working with CJ so much, because both of us, it's like we want to make sure we understand what you're saying. We want to make sure it's coming across and it's always in your voice. It's not somebody else's. So we're not going to give the starting point. We might write stuff in there, and it's like, the way my approach is, I'll write some stuff and say, this is how I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing. If it connects to you, then go for it. CJ has it a little bit different way. CJ is great with titles. She just throws titles up as like pop.
Like popcorn. Yeah.
Exactly. But that's what we're looking at, is how to help make it better and make sure the message is coming across.
Yeah, and I love what Royce said. First of all, Royce earlier said that his dad wanted to be a lawyer. With that voice, I guess they didn't have a radio. I don't know. Anyway. And then Kenny D says, you can't, Royce, a lawyer? Okay, I had to call that. I thought that was funny, folks. But Royce said, ready is not a feeling. It's a decision. Dadgum straight, Royce. I truly believe that. So people, and listen, folks, they took all this stuff out of it. You just have to write. You said, well, I don't know how to write. That's why Susanna stays up till 2 a.m. all like 3 weeks to help you figure it out and edit it. Boy, I mean, seriously, I was like, do they think I'm the president? Like, why are they working so hard? Because quality matters. And so let's get into this, because I want to know, because, and again, it's just stuff we don't know. These are folks out there doing marketing and building businesses, and they're optometrists. Like, they're not writers. They don't even know what to ask. So let's get into it. What are some of the things that you, and even ask Susanna and CJ, ask anyone, if you're looking to write in a book, get published, anthologies, co-author, whatever, what are some of the things, Susanna, that regular folks need to ask and need to be aware of?
So if you're looking, especially if you're looking at anthology, number one, you got to make sure that you're comfortable with whoever's running it.
Right.
There's that. Number two, see what they're promising. And we've seen a lot of people that they promise, number one, international bestseller. They just always promise it. We will not promise that, because we know that on the day that you publish, anything could happen, and it won't hit it. You could have an earthquake. You could have something happens. So we don't. But we've been blessed that every one of these anthologies has been a #1. I'll look at price on some of this, because some of these places, they're charging $2,000 to $3,000 to write in their anthology. And you're writing anywhere from 1 to 3,000 words. That's kind of the typical. We're doing 2,000 to 3,000 words we keep it at $500. We keep it as low as we can, because it's covering our time. We're doing, look at what somebody's doing for the marketing aspect. Most people, they'll have memes, they'll have graphics, they'll be working that. But do they have podcasts? Do they have live streams? Do they have TV shows? This is all the stuff you're getting, and you're becoming a part of a community of writers. It's fun to see how many writers actually, they start with us. They've got that trepidation. It's like, #1, they don't even think they can write 1,000 words, much less 2,000 words, and then come back with 4,000 words. It's like, I think I'm a little long. Because they got the writing bug, they got the storytelling bug.
Right.
The other thing that we do, and we're getting more focused on this as well, is making sure that people aren't using ChatGPT.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus, preach.
Because that, and we have ways of telling if somebody's doing ChatGPT, because that story has to come from the heart. It has to come from you. Now,
You sound like my daughter's school teacher, though. It's true, though.
ChatGPT might help you put some structure to it, or we can help you put the structure to it, but it can't write your story, and it's not going to come across. It's not going to come across right, because what's most important for us is when you guys are writing what you have, we want you to show, not tell. We want you to draw in, and we work with you. What's that beginning? What did you write at the beginning? How is that drawing people in? It may sound great to you, but then you've got us looking at it from the reader's side. It's like, is it pulling us in, or is it just nice? And we want everybody's story to be drawing people in, so that when they start with the first chapter, the first story, they want to go from chapter to chapter to chapter. And we create a flow with it as well. So that's another difference with us. That anthology, when you look at it, I mean, this is the most recent one. When you look at it, the order of the stories, each story tells a story, chapter tells a story, but the book is a story all its own. And I like to say, I don't know which has more life to it. All the individual chapters, or the book itself as an entity of its own.
Well, and I'm going to get chime in with Mary here in a minute, but so things that CJ and you taught me that, like, I didn't realize that if you're not asking the question about like ownership of what you wrote, it could get real hairy down the road. Like, I didn't know that, man. I was like, really? So like, if I write with you guys, I can use it wherever, and I don't have to keep it in the book. But is it true? Because I couldn't believe it, man. Because I saw something else. I was like, wow. So not even that. Like when you do somebody else's summit and you write in someone else's anthologies, true or false, sometimes they can have the rights that you didn't even want them to have, right? Like they can sell and use and change and edit and publish. I'm like, holy cow. So that's a big concern for me. I don't know if anybody else out there has that concern, but I want to know that if I put my heart and soul into something, I can own it, do what I want, and control what the hell you do with it. Is that for real?
That's why we have an agreement for these, so that everything is laid out clearly.
Right.
If you don't have an agreement with that anthology, you don't totally know your rights until you hit a point where you have to start asking those questions. But by the time you've published with somebody, it's too late. If their deal is basically they own everything, then you have nothing left. We put it up front. It's like, whatever you paid for it, whatever the deal is to get you into the book, that chapter, we get the first printing, and then after that, it's yours. And the only stipulations are you can't just pick it up and stick it in another anthology, and you can't, and if you do extrapolate off of it, because CJ talks the copyright issues around all of this.
Right.
If you extrapolate something from it, you grow it, whatever, that you just have to reference back that this is where the original was published. It was published in this book. Here's the publisher. Here's the date. All that stuff.
Right.
But it's yours chapter to work with. You can turn it into a PDF and use it as a giveaway if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, don't assume that's industry standard. Don't assume anyone.
No, you can't.
Ask. But I love the transparency that I didn't have to go and hire an attorney and get a monocle and all that. You know, like, hey, here's what it is. Here's what you need to know. And now people can make a decision, and then you don't have all this nonsense afterwards. And that's why the Hounds exist, and that's why we're, aligned with so many other great communities. Right? You see Pantheon FM up there. We've got so many things going because the world's sick of it. Listen, you all have an impact to make in this world, and then you're willing to take the time, the hits, the money investment. Your people are quitting jobs in their 40s and 50s, and then what happens? You don't know what you don't know, and then you get knocked out. And then we wonder, well, why isn't the world getting better? Yeah, because the people who could do something about it are getting eliminated because they don't know what they need to know. So I love this discussion because there's so many people out there like Dr. Mary who just want to, but it's a lot of pain in the butt to figure out even how and what and why. And that's what we're here for. You all have an upcoming anthology. We're going to talk about it, folks. Don't go nowhere. But I want to pick Mary's brain because I know she has to leave here soon. And we'll be all
sadly, yes, I have to leave you both. I'm so sorry.
Not yet. You're not going nowhere. You done told me you can't get out. You got 12 minutes, my friend.
It's 7.
I'm going to milk every second of it. All right. So for professionals out there, because again, we already know that you didn't intend to it, but there's a lot of professionals who want to elevate, right, and branch off, maybe get a promotion, get hired by a big company, whatever it may be, right? So, there's a vulnerability there. So let me ask you this way. How do you navigate sharing a personal story while making sure that you maintain professional boundaries? Was that an issue? Was that natural to you? Because you did very well with that. So what advice would you give others?
I think that whenever you stand out in any way, if you decide to not be in the shadows anymore and you decide to stand out or to make yourself seen or make yourself heard, whether it's posting on social media, whether it's being in a journal, whether it's publishing, being in an anthology and, becoming a #1 international bestseller. Thanks, Susanna. Anytime you decide to step out from the shadows, you're going to get a lot of reactions. And a lot of those reactions will be amazing and supportive and wonderful from your profession. And unfortunately, some of those reactions will not be perfect. And that's okay because the whole world doesn't have to love you. The whole world doesn't have to support you. You just have to love yourself, and you just have to feel that you're getting the support from the people that mean the most to you. So I feel like if you're in the right place, surrounded by the right people, and you put yourself in that environment where you are surrounded by positive and uplifting people, then you'll be fine. But if you're in a toxic environment, you're getting a lot of backlash or anything like that, maybe that's not the right environment for you. I'm very fortunate where I make sure that the environment that I'm in is supportive and that the people that surround me are very supportive as well. But even if they weren't, which they are, but let's say they weren't, I still make sure that I'm happy with my decision and the path that I've made in life. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. Not everyone's going to love you. And it's okay. We go through life so scared that someone's not going to support us or someone's not going to approve of us or someone's not going to agree with us. And people are different. They all have different motivations and they all have different feelings and they all have a facade that they put on and they all have their inner feelings on the inside too. So as long as you support what you do and you like what you do and you are happy with your life that you've created, that's really all that matters. And everyone else can just watch or they can be part of it if they're supportive. So I don't know. I used to be one of those where I'd be like, oh no, what if this and what if that? And it's scary to put yourself out there. It really is. But I mean, honestly, now I've changed a lot over the last, like, since I've started posting on LinkedIn and now done a book, I've changed a lot. And now my view, because I've gotten so many different mixed responses, and they're unexpected. People that you think will support you won't. People that you had no idea would support you are your best supporters. And it's very surprising. And at first it's kind of hurtful and you're confused. But then once you kind of have been used to that, you start getting a lot of people and for me personally, at least, I get the stance of, this is it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, okay, don't like it. I don't care. Like, it's kind of like you have to stop caring so much what other people think and say, and just be happy and comfortable with what you're doing. And if you're not comfortable with what you're doing, that's the real problem, not what other people are going to say or what they're going to think. It's really, what do you think? So that's all I got on that. I hope that answered your question. I don't know if it did. Kind of ramble. So I'm hangry. I ramble when I'm hangry.
No, you didn't ramble at all. That was great. No, I'm glad, because you're saying what people sometimes are scared to say, or they don't want to admit it to themselves or others. And that's why we're having this show. That's why we do what we do here, right? With the hounds, level up, all of this stuff. So, no, thank you for sharing that, because tremendous courage. To me, I spent 40 years trying to be whatever I thought was average, and it's a hard place to be. People want to be their best selves. They want to make an impact. They want to go out there and do great things. But sometimes it's hard. It's hard here. It's hard to figure out where to go. You put yourself out there. So thank you for being that, Mary. Thank you for going out there and, having that courage before you got the confidence, and you evolved. You really have. I've known you, 3 years now? And man, it's been a while.
Yeah, you knew me when I was still just starting off. Like, I think I had 2 followers when I met you on social media.
Yeah, I had 5 or maybe 10. I don't know.
I think you had 10,000.
Yeah, you thought I was big stuff. I remember you saying, "Oh, look at you with your 20K one day." Now you're beating me. You're not even trying. But that's what I mean, folks. You got so much more potential out there, and that's why we want people to tap into it. No, we're not going to judge you. No, we're not going to do all that stuff. We're going to help you be your best self, dadgummit. But yeah, we created this Redneck Camelot out of pain, to be honest, out of pain and confusion, and are we the only weirdos? Yeah, no, we're not. And now look what we've done. We got folks like CEO Zones, man, Josh Tapp, man, Bill Forrester. We got Kevin Smith, Kindness Worldwide. Talk about him, right? This guy's doing well in life, and he's doing great and leading, and then he loses his wallet and goes on this whole journey, right? It's amazing what people are into. And so thank you. Because I know somebody's going to hear that and go, she's got a point, right? They're going to see your example and take action. That's what this is all about. So Thank you for being courageous to do that, because it wasn't easy for you. I know it wasn't easy for me. So, all right. So we're going to give Mary a break. I know she's going to have to leave soon. But you got another anthology coming out. This is an opportunity for folks to get involved, and if it's not for you, share it with somebody else, but you kind of got to move quick. So I'll pull the graphic up. Susanna, tell us what this is about, where it came from, and then how folks can get in to see if this is a good fit for them.
Well, as CJ and I do this, since I'm the lead on this one, it was up to me to come up with the theme. And as I was thinking about it, I had an interview for a teaching, an adjunct position that would not have happened if it weren't for CJ. And so as I was just thinking about how grateful I was for her, and I said, and I told her, it's this is what I'm thinking, attitude of gratitude. And then this was right before I went to San Diego. And then we were at San Diego, and we had 3 days together, which was awesome. Got to have Jollibee for the first time. And so then we had her TV show on Sunday. I was in the hotel, she was at her place. And afterwards we started talking through this, and then I told her again, it's this is what I was thinking. She's like, well, but I opened up that opportunity because I was grateful for your support. And so we start going through this chicken and the egg thing, and as we're talking it through, suddenly she pops up this book cover. There was only one book cover we ever looked at, and this is it. She put it up, said, "What do you think?" And I'm like, done. Grateful, a heart wide open. And it really is. It's thinking about how being grateful makes that change in your life. For some people, until they start thinking about it, being grateful for something that happened or for someone that's in your life, it really does create a pivot in your life for the better. And so we talk about that, and we both just look at each other. It's like, yeah, we're grateful for each other and what has happened over the last 2+ years, because I didn't meet her until basically through the hounds at the end of February of 23.
Yeah. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah. See, that's why you put up with me, because without me, there would be no Wonder Woman and what was it?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah. So no Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, if I didn't put on my goofy hat and get my butt kicked for 2 years. See, folks, when you look back, you don't think of the hardships. You look back and you go, wow, look at what was accomplished. Like, look at all the amazing things that happened because you had courage, because you did it anyway. Right, Mary?
Yes.
You just did it anyway. You're like, okay, I just got to do this and talk about it all the time. Yeah. So that's the mental attitude. So I love this topic. Who is this for? So people out there going, is this for me? So is this for coaches, guides, experts? Well, I mean, is there a certain, people? I know a lot of folks can write, but who is this really going to pop with?
Okay, so in terms of doing the writing, anybody who they got a story to tell of gratitude. It's very hard to just say it's only this type of person, because when you look at who's been in our anthologies, we always have a theme. And even though the last book technically didn't have a theme, technically that was the theme, was no theme. So we have a theme, and when you can write on it, you've got a story to tell. You've got that story. It tugs at you. Gratitude is an important part of your life, and you're ready to share it, because number one, when you write that story, it's going to make a profound difference in you. And then there's somebody out there that's waiting for it. They don't know it yet. You don't know who it is, but it's there. So in terms of writing it, it really is someone that has a story, but we also love to see the business aspect. So if it is somebody that's an entrepreneur, a speaker, a consultant, even if they're in an organization and there's something about the organization they want to write, it's all there. When gratitude is that important piece, it's there. And then in terms of who's going to read it, this is worth it for everybody to read, because you never know whose story you're going to read it and just go, that's me. And you see how somebody got through something. And it might just be what you needed to get you through something that you're in the midst of right now.
Man, I'm cutting out. Oh, it's not even showing me there's a problem. Can you hear me? Okay. So I know Mary's got to go. Dr. Mary, thank you so much. You want to say any last words? You want to wave to the people?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's always fun to see you.
Gosh.
Susanna, I got a special birthday headband for you, but I didn't want to wear it during the show. But just to celebrate your birthday. So happy birthday.
I love it.
Having me. And I just love being on this. This was so fun.
It was. I love it. Thanks.
Well, I'm sure I'll talk to you guys soon.
Oh, yes.
Bye. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Susanna.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Oh, man. I don't know. I guess I'm glitching. It's been fine all day. So anyway, I wanted to point out, Susanna. Yeah, I wanted to point something out. And Susanna, expand on this and we'll close out. at least for folks like us, right? Who are folks like us? Right? Folks like us want to know and get to know people and have a long-term relationship, right? And business relationship as well. So, and folks in the comments, you chime in, be great. I'm going to tell you, even if you're like, well, who's it for? Well, anybody who's gratitude. Listen, when folks, just like Mary said, I have to think that if somebody's going to go to that link, drive across the state, they really felt like, hey, I like this person. So
Right.
It's no longer just a skill set anymore, right? There's a lot of me's and you's and everyone, but there's only one of us, right? There's a lot of writers, but there's only one Susanna, right? There's a lot of people in marketing, but there's only one of you. And that's what I mean. So tell us in your experience.
Okay, say that one more time because you said experience and then disappeared.
Yeah, you've seen other people's experience with, hey, when people get to know, like, and trust you, when they read your chapter, they see you, and also the promos, the shows, the things we do before, during, and after, you build bonds. And so, yeah, it's going to help elevate your awareness, your exposure, and your know, like, and trust. So it's not just, I'm writing in a random book. No, you're building what's the soft skill. You're sharing what's in here. Because if I have two writers and I can relate to and I appreciate and I trust Susanna and I don't the other, guess who I'm going to go to?
Right.
Hopefully I didn't cut out on that. If there's two people that are equal, I'm going to go to the one that I can relate to and trust.
Right. And that's the basics of business. That's the basics of, we all want to, if you're in the workspace, you want the organization, you want people to see you, to know you. You want to be seen, heard, and recognized. Well, it's the same way. You're talking about it from the other side. It's like, I want the person that I see, I know, I recognize. And if I got two people that are the same, the one that does that for me, the one that I feel a connection with, is the one I want to work with.
Yeah. And that's you all sitting out there like Royce. Man, Royce has switched and pivot. I don't care what Royce does because I'm going to find a way to work with Royce, help Royce, refer Royce, right? Because I believe in Royce. Royce can open a lemonade stand. I would help promote it because I know it's going to be the best lemonade stand in the area, right? And because I got to know who Royce is. And I'm going to, it's that simple, folks. I'm telling you, the Hounds, Level Up Academy, all the people around us, opportunities are cropping up, not based on who you know only, based on, hey, we share values. I know I can trust you. We're aligned in our mission to help make an impact in this world. And so that's what's important to me. Like Josh Tapp, I said, wow, Josh is not just a high level guy with Pantheon. Josh, he cares. He does things, right? He cares about the world. He cares about people. He never go underhanded. He's brilliant, right? He's a brilliant mind. Don't take him lightly, but he'll never do anything dirty. So that's a hand in glove situation. I can promote Josh all day long, and I bring people into Josh's network, and guess what they say? Holy cow. Yeah, well, they only make me look good. They're like, wow, you rolling with a yes. So there's billions of them, but there's only one Pantheon. Same concept. There's tons of live streams, TV shows. There's only one Dr. Constance Leland, dadgummit. Right? And by the way, how did I connect with them? Write this down. I'm telling you, folks, if y'all listen to this and you do this, generate two things on and off LinkedIn, guys. Curiosity and value. If you just come into everything you do with those two, how can I generate some authentic curiosity and bring some daggum value? Oh, man, don't even worry about your content. Your content will pop with that mindset, folks. All right, if you don't believe me, join the Hounds of Business group call. Shameless plug time, dadgummit. I don't want to see strays out there not making impact. We got Rochelle Prosser out here, dominating the scene, making cancer survivor rates go through the roof. And in a million years, you know how that got? Because I met her, liked her, and then 2 years later, we got things to do together. That's why, right? We supported each other. We didn't have business arrangements. We just pushed each other up. That's what we did in the beginning. So DM me, folks. I got an engagement guide that helps you cut through all that noise, get through all the bull stuff, and really start connecting with people, because that's where this is. That's why we're all doing this together. And get in a band of winners. Go find out, contact Susanna Don, and go out there and get the info. Because if it ain't for you, man, maybe there's a Dr. Mary that wants to do it, right? Go share it with her. Go share it with another Royce. That's how we get word of mouth, right? Based on just value, not just because somebody famous said it, dadgummit, no, because this has true value. So before I get these ladies to add another 0 to this anthology, because I am pushing for it, they get so much more value. Don't let the sticker fool you, okay? The sticker price there. But get involved, check it out, and man, I hope to see it, because it's been a thrill. I can't wait to write the next one. I just couldn't. Woo! I know y'all been getting, Mary's been on me about it, but yeah, I definitely want to write at least one a year. That's kind of my personal commitment. So, anything else you'd like to share with the folks out there? People might be on the fence.
Bring your friends too, because we keep it, like I said, we've kept it at $500. It will probably go up at some point, but if you bring 4 people in with you, you get a free chapter. If you're a member of the Hounds, you get a discount. If you're a repeat author, you get a bigger discount.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to find ways to open it for everybody, because that's the other thing, that from the beginning, we wanted this to be something that is as accessible as possible for the widest number of people.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. Open that door, and when we look at those who have come in, especially we see a difference between 2 groups of people. But those who came in, and they, whether they were Hounds, they end up being a repeat author, they had that focus and drive, and it was amazing to see how many actually turned around and were ready. They came in with a trepidation. They weren't sure. They wanted to write, and the next thing you know,
Gonna quit.
They got the writing bug, and they're ready for writing the next one. Or some of them, they've started writing their own stories, their own books, their own memoirs, their own stories.
You hit the nail on the head. Everybody, listen. You plug into winners. That's it. Because what if you do your own book? Well, now you got friends that can guide you to where not to waste money and time on the wrong stuff. Like, like if I want to publish a book right now, I just call y'all. Yeah, I don't have to
do that too. So we have that variety of stuff. Editing. That's another piece of it. We have offers, options to actually take, if somebody's written a book, to edit and help them market it and publish it. I can do ghostwriting as well, but I make sure that whatever's written, and CJ is the same, we make sure whatever comes out, it has to come out in the author's name, in their voice. That's the most important thing.
That's the main reason, because we got enough of everybody else, right? You can listen. I'm gonna go there. You can spray Lysol on a dog turd, it's still a dog turd, right? Be you, dadgummit. The world needs you. You're talking to a guy in a camo hat, man. It's not a costume. Somebody told me that I should do this. They suggested I did this, and the only reason I did it is because I looked at that person as an authority and respected that person and knew they had my best interest at heart.
Right.
If that person did exist, this wouldn't exist, and none of this would exist. Nothing. So don't minimize. Oh, it's just a book. Who am I? Stop that. Go out there and find out, dadgummit. I'm telling you. Like, and you heard it from Mary. That blew me away. I was like, wow. I never had known that if I didn't put a silly question up before the show and say, let me ask that. Again, childlike curiosity. So we're not going to drag it out forever and ever. Susanna Don, thank you for all you do for us. Is this Mary? Hashtag Lysol on the doctor. Yes, ma'am. See, this is why I couldn't cut it in corporate. If I got a job today, I get fired today. You can't say that in corporate America, right? It's sink or swim for me in the business sector. So thank you so much. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
thank you
love
so
being
much.
here.
Oh man, I don't want to stop. I mean, we're overtime right now, but who cares? So find folks in the comments. I see new folks, new faces. Look, Miguel, man, he's going again. He's going to be in this. So look, there's already a ton of winners and good people. The relationships you're going to build, the things you're going to learn, all the side benefits, internal, external, it says yes. All right, I did it twice. All right, and I can't wait to do it again, ladies. So thank you so much. We're going to close out. Next week, we're supposed to have the Purpose Summit. All right, we're going to have some folks, some keynotes there. We're going to have the man himself, Davin. It's going to be a blast. All right, the organizer's going to be there, and Bill Forrester. We got to drag him up. He's the guy that connected us. So thank you, Bill Forrester, CEO Zones. If anybody out there is running a business, you're building and scaling that thing up, go check out CEO Zones, man. Well-earned plug there. So we're going to let y'all go. Have a good one. See you on the next one, folks. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's good where you're at. All right, time to wave. Yeah, wave. That lets me find the video. All right. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.